without wasting much of your time, are you interested in upgrading your CGPA? I keep asking, and I will repeat it again. Are you interested in upgrading your CGPA? Sit tight, because this video is for you. It is time to look into your CGPA. Oh yes, you heard me right. It is time to grow your CGPA. If you are in your 100 level, 200 level, or third year, and you have not taken time to pay attention and study your CGPA and meditate on your CGPA like Jesus did in the Mountain of Olives, my dear, you are making a big mistake. Oh yes, I know as the nation looks now, many people believe that connection is what matters, that you don't need CGPA. After all, you can graduate, even now they don't give you that first class job you ought to get when you have graduated with 5.0 and all those things. That all those things now are scam. In fact, you may even graduate with first class and somebody with second class or even third class will come and take up the job and everything. University don't reward hard work. Yes, you are correct. I'm not doubting you. But then there is something Lord Dennis said in the case of Leonard Benjamin McFoy against United African Company. He said, you cannot put something on nothing and expect it not to stand. And there is something we say in law, nemo that would know abet. You cannot give what you don't have. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that yes, the society we are in now works with connections. If you don't have the connection, actually you may not get there, but believe me, the future must find you ready. Even if that connection is going to come to you, you must get yourself ready, because there are some certain places your connection cannot actually take you alone. I'll give you an instance. Let me assume now the governor called you for a work, or the governor called you to give you one portfolio or the other. There are some certain requisites you have to have. There are something that it stands as a law or a precedent that if you don't have this, you may not be given job. The only thing that the governor can do for you is to pad you up so that you will be there, which means that the security of that job given to you is not there because you have not met the criteria, the condition precedent, you have not met it. So assuming the next governor comes tomorrow, it will take them nothing to shift you from that work. But assuming you have the first class, you have the necessary things that is needed for that portfolio, believe me, nobody is going to take you out, even if you come by illegal means. You need the illegality to maintain your illegality. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to get yourself ready, so that the future will find you ready. That even if they shrug you there based on connection, that result you have will maintain your integrity, so that you will not be there like a scapegoat. That's by the way. My name is Kingsley Ifeanyi Chukwu, better known as King's Advocate. And what I do on this channel is basically to help every student to pass through the challenges of being a student and making a good grade. We also talk about legal topics here. Like I said, I'm a 300 level of student. So how to get 5.0 CGPA, a proven hacks. That is what I have for you. So I believe that you clicking this video, you want to look into your CGPA. In fact, as I'm talking, in your CGPA, you're already looking at that your CGPA. We want to grow it now. Don't assume. I have come across students who assume that you want to look into your CGPA. You don't have to wait until you graduate because the cumulative effect of your CGPA all start from your 100 level. So if you're in your 100 level now, immediately you are done with 100 level, you check it. Immediately you come to 200 level, you check it. You continue to check it, because that class, whatever you score there, will be an aggregate of what you will come out with, either a 4 years course, 5 years course, or whatever years. But I believe you should end with 5 years course. I hope you are there with your pen and jotter. Number one, to improve your CGPA, you have to understand your academic self. I will explain. Your academic self all boils down to the type of person you are, psychologically speaking. I'm not talking about your personality, everything that made up your personality. I'm talking about the psychology of learning and how learning works. Understanding your academic self or your reading self simply boils down to you taking time to study who you are academically. There are some people who are nocturnal readers. There are some people who are day readers. There are people who can be described as, oh, that animal operates better in the night. There are some people who are like bird, early bird, morning bird. This kind of bird, in the night they will sleep. Majority of all the bird, in the night they will all sleep. But all work in the night. So if you are a nocturnal reader, if you are a nocturnal individual, it means that your reading schedule will be geared towards that particular time where you function well, which is in the night, from 6 p.m. down to 6 a.m. These are the time you operate efficiently. If you are a early bird, day kind of reader, somebody that read in the daytime, you are going to start your reading schedule intensely during the day, because whichever one that works for you will basically be the one to aid your success. The first stage now to set in order to balance your CGPA, as I believe we are looking into it now, is to set a particular reading schedule based on who you are. If you are somebody that work in the night, you must give everything in the night. I am a kind of person that work with the two, but I learned that I read all through from the daytime, also in the night. Once I have fallen asleep, I dare not wake up to read again. It is not my nature. I have tried it throughout my year one to be waking up by 12, to be waking up by 4. It doesn't work for me. Any day I end up doing it, I will fall sick. I never tried it after my year 2 when I read for constitutional law and I read through and woke up by 3 a.m. to read when I have exam by 9 a.m. So immediately I went to the hall, I felt sick. Like I felt sick. So after that time, I stopped it totally. What I'm telling you is that if you are, I'm not kind of person that I can easily read throughout the day. I can also read in the night. Like I can pick up my book from 7 p.m., read to 12 or whatever, 12 a.m. or anything. But the rule that governs my nature is that once I have fallen asleep, please don't wake me up. It has been my nature. I can't stand it because I know that if I try it, I will fall sick. Malaria from nowhere is going to start. So I've learned that thing and I have respected myself for that. So I can read anytime. I read in the day, I read in the night. But the rule says, please, if I have fallen asleep, don't wake me up. That is the rule. And I don't try it with alarm, with anybody. True though, but once I've slept, I will not wake up again. So understand your academic self is the first thing you are going to do. Now, having settled the first problem, which is understanding your academic self, the next thing is to set and abide with the reading pattern. There is one thing about psychology of learning which I wish to share with you. The psychology of learning says that our brain understands pattern more than any other things. Meaning that if you are a person that read every period within the time of 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., with time, your brain is going to understand that pattern. And once it is 4 a.m., you are going to wake up regardless of wherever you are. If you are a kind of person that read between the hour of 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., if you are the kind of person that read between the hour of 4 p.m. in evening down to 11 p.m. in the night, your brain is going to recognize this pattern. Meaning that once it is 4 p.m., your brain automatically will switch into that atmosphere of learning. It is left for you to maintain it or not to maintain it. But remember, that's why I said reading pattern is very important and consistency to it is also very respectful and important. Because if you wire your brain in that scenario that your brain recognizes a pattern, that once it is 4 p.m. you are going to read, with time it's going to recognize it, and once you recognize it, no matter whatever you are doing, once it clock that 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, your brain will automatically balance, and whatever you take into your brain is going to accept it as true, because your brain cannot distinguish what is right or what is wrong. That's why you keep sinning even when you don't want to sin, because your brain have not recognized that this thing is what you need or this thing is not what you need. It's just like your subconscious mind. So if you want to abide into a particular reading habit, make sure you maintain that pattern. Set a particular time that regardless of whatever I'm doing, once it's reached this time, I'm going to pay attention to my reading. As a human, something is going to definitely come up that may make you to break that rule. But let it be something beyond your control, not something that you can control. That is the first rule we are going to observe, so that your pattern of learning and understanding will change geometrically. Believe me, it works. To grow your CGPA to 5.0 is not a magic, neither is it a miracle. It is a great deal of hard work. So you have to start reading early. What I mean is that you have to start as early as possible to take a semester serious before it gets serious. There are often mistakes we often make. We often relax until the timetable drops before we could take reading serious. Majority of us find it difficult to pick up a book to read when we don't have tests, when we don't have quiz, when we don't have examination. It's very difficult for us. And don't know, it's how our brain functions, but it is something that you can actually change with great deal of habit and hard work. So if you can make up this habit of within before the semester starts, once the semester have closed, you go for your seniors and ask them, please, which topic should I read? I have finished my 100 level. Please, my senior, which topic should I read, or which topic were you taught in 200 level that it was more hard for you to understand, that you wish for me to start early? Please advise me. Believe me, no senior will hesitate to advise you if you seek counsel. Seniors like it when their juniors come to them to ask them questions. So if you can make that habit of reaching out to your senior immediately a semester is over to get relevant thing from them on where to read, it will go a long way to change your reading pattern. Combination of textbook is another thing you have to look into when your academic self is concerned. If you're actually interested in upgrading your CGPA, you have to make sure that you are not just reading from a particular textbook. The journey of excellence in academics goes beyond just reading from a particular textbook. There are different approaches authors use when writing their textbook. Some authors are very detailed in their work. For such kind of authors, their book will be of immense support to you because it will give you the overall knowledge of what the topic is all about. Then there are some authors that treat their work sparingly. For this kind of author, their book is going to help you to concentrate on what matters over what does not matter as far as passing the exam is concerned. There is a video that I made. I talked about concentrated form of reading and diluted form of reading. You are going to check the video on this channel and you are going to see it if you are interested. So if you approach author that wrote sparingly, it will be of immense support to you because it's going to guide you on where to focus and where not to focus. If your lecturer is the author, that is another advantage. Pay attention to those topics he emphasizes more on. Pay attention to those cases he cites if you are a law student. Pay attention to that area that he focuses more whenever he's in the class. And make sure you leverage on them. Make sure you capitalize on them because obviously that is where his solution is going to come from and you should not be taken unaware. Revisiting past questions is another condition that is necessary for you to take your CGPA to a greater height. I can't emphasize the need for past questions. Most thing that have aided my academic success is past questions. I make it in such a way that I will start early by making my notes when the semester begins. I find it very difficult to read without making my personal notes. No matter how good the textbook is, I have to combine everything in such a way that it suits what I want. And everything is going to flow. In fact, making notes is part of my learning. It's also as if as I'm reading. So revisiting past questions then comes before the exam, possibly before the exam timetable drops. That's what I do. I will make sure that I assemble relevant past questions at least 3 years behind or 4 years if you are capable and if you can secure the past question is very necessary. Most of these lecturers have been in this course for years. Some have taught constitutional law for years. Some have taught legal system for years. Some have taught many courses you may be offering while watching this video. There have been professors in that field. Professor was not gotten in a day, you know. So they have taught that course for years and they have everything already set. There is no question they will be setting that need them to crack their brain again. They can easily just go behind the scene and copy and change and alter some certain things and present it back to you as a question. But what happens if you have had that opportunity of visiting past questions? What happens if I have that opportunity of solving them? Obviously, it will be as acting on what you have acted on before during your examination. That will go a long way to improve your CGPA. It will go a long way. Try this and come back and thank me later. Another thing I notice is that 90% of people who watch our videos have not subscribed to our channels. And the remaining 10%, only 5% have their notification on. Meaning that when we post a video, you don't get to receive it as a notification on your phone. Now, whether you have subscribed or not, simply long press that subscription button. That means click and hold on for a while. And it's going to show you option for all notification, personal notification. Put it in all notification so that whenever we post a video here, academic video, is definitely going to show on your phone, just like WhatsApp update, so that you'll be able to check it. Who knows, that video might be something that will also aid your learning. Another thing I wish to tell you now is that you have to stay consistent. Consistency is the bedrock of every successful achiever. If you are not consistent in whatever you do, you will go nowhere. Remember, I started by saying that our brain recognizes patterns and our brain follows patterns. So if you want to achieve excellence in your academic, you have to grow consistent approach towards it. If you are reading at a particular time, stick to it. Let it be that anything that will stop you from reading is something beyond your control. Once you get to that point, your brain will respond immediately because that has been the pattern. If you want to succeed and improve your CGPA, stay consistent. Consistency is always favored over intensity because it breeds more work in a long run than just hoping that when the timetable drop, you will cover everything you have not read before. It's not going to yield the result and that will not improve your CGPA. So you must start early. When the semester begins, take it as serious as possible. Then when other people are crying during the examination, you'll be in a relaxed state. And relaxed state equals success in examination. That's why some people shake in the exam, because they are not prepared. But if you are prepared, the assurance your mind will give you is definitely going to pave way for excellence. Try this and you come back and thank me later. Attending classes is another thing that you should not joke with. Many people, many students often feel that lecturers are wasting their times. Actually, sometimes lecturers are actually wasting our times in some cases. But then there is something you have to understand, that every lecturer have area of priority when they are teaching. It is not everything in the textbook that the lecturer will ascertain you on or will examine you on. The relevance of any topics in a particular course doesn't depend on that topic itself. It depends on the lecturer handling it. Meaning that topics are not treated because they are important, but they are treated because the lecturer likes it, or because the lecturer deems it as more necessary than the other. So they will definitely always prioritize that topic they feel that is more worthy of their attention. And if you are not a student that attend classes, it means that when lecturers consistently talk about a particular topic, you will not be there to know where he is paying attention to, and you will just end up studying many things and not studying anything. And you come to the examination hall, the question you will see will be quite different from what you expected. That's why attending lectures is a condition precedent to succeed in exam. If you are a person that attends lectures, record the lecturers if you like, take notes if you like, make sure that whatever the lecturer is saying, you are recording it, you are jotting it down, you are making sure that you actually understand the nitty-gritty of where this lecturer is going to and how we are going to meet the person whenever the paper drops or whenever the examination drops. It's very necessary. Don't joke with your class, attend classes. The harshest truth in the university is that there are some courses that are bent to fail students. The harshest school of thought in the university is that there are courses that are not necessarily hard, but the lecturers there have made it hard that to pass through that course, you must do like this. It is normal. How to approach these courses is that you ask yourself, among all the courses I'm offering, which course have they had significant number of students fail in the past? Which course is rated as the most strongest, as the most hardest, that it is very difficult to have 2 A's, 3 A's, 4 A's, or even there are some courses that have been proven so hard that no students come out of it with A. You don't just sit down and allow this course to destroy your career. You don't just sit down and allow this course to put your CGPA or your first class ambitions down. You are going to adopt another strategy, which means identifying the problem behind that course and tackle it. The problem could be from the lecturers. What then will you do? You study the lecturer. If the lecturer is that kind of person that had made it so hard that failing this course is now becomes a rain, like it becomes a trend that people are bound to fail it, you study the lecturer, study him psychologically. Try to know, what does this lecturer want in this course? How can I satisfy this lecturer? What is he, a person that wants voluminous writing? Is he a person that is very careful in attendance? Is he a person that no matter how you write, you will not satisfy him if he doesn't know you, or if he doesn't, see you as a serious student, or if he doesn't impress him? Like, these are the things we're going to check. Does he a kind of person you are going to impress with your intro? There is a way you impress a lecturer with your intro, with your first line of thought, and that lecturer, no matter how hard he is going to favor you with his mark. These are the things we are going to study. It's relative, meaning that it depends on the lecturer. But you must make sure you identify that courses that break the jinx of many students and give it more attention. So that even if you will not make A, the course will not be something that will put your CGPA down. B is enough. If the course is so hard or the lecturer is so hard and difficult, C is enough. Provided you don't slump to G, you don't slump to E, or even F, because the lecturer is hard, because the course is hard, because many people are known to fail the course. No, you are different, and you have to make yourself different. That is the criteria of 5.0 CGPA students. They usually are different. So I believe this thing helps you. Like I said, if you have not subscribed, if you have not liked this video, you are not doing me good. Please, you encourage me by subscribing. You encourage me by sharing. Then there are one thing I talked about, systematic approach of reading. If you have not watched that video, believe me, you are missing a lot. It is not how much you spent, but how much can you remember, and how much does what you are reading flowing inside you. So check that video. Any of this video above is going to help you. Make sure you check it, and I will see you in that video. Thanks and remain blessed.